What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Salute to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is suing a contractor for 1.4 million. He got finessed by this chubby real estate guy, right? I don't know what it is with chubby real estate guys and scamming, but you see the DJ Envy situation. But he got traded to the Indianapolis Colts last season, and apparently he got contacted, I believe earlier this year, by this real estate guy about buying a property. Sauce put $500,000 down and I think paid another $900,000 for an old apartment building in Detroit, Michigan, of all places, right? And then it turns out to be a finesse because apparently the guy stopped communicating with Sauce. Now, this story is very interesting, and because did Sauce really do his research? Now, the guy has a YouTube page with over 188,000 subscribers. Let me show y'all this. I believe this is the guy here. This is the lead guy in the video mainly. And this is the building, the Sanborn Construction Group, right? And this is the video with Sauce Gardner in it. Sauce Gardner brought his whole entourage. He had his girlfriend with him. I'm assuming he had family members with him because this was a big deal for Sauce. Because I don't know if Sauce has a big portfolio. I don't know if he's bought properties before. But as soon as he moves to the Midwest, because he went to school in Cincinnati. He went to college at Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati. So he's used to the Midwest, right? But as soon as he goes to Indianapolis, he gets finessed by this guy. And he felt comfortable investing in the scam. And these people took advantage of him. And now he's suing them. See, gentlemen, you have to be very careful. And you got to do your research. You got to make sure that the people around you, make sure that you do the research. He didn't know these people like that. And he invested that amount of money into them, 1.4 million. Brought damn near his whole family out there. Let me see. Right here. That's Sauce. That's the guy right there. Sauce bringing his girlfriend out there. It looks like family out there. Because he's thinking that this is going to be his building. And the whole time, according to him, he pays these people and they stop communicating with him. That is nasty work. Let's get into this. Sauce is calling audible after he says he dropped nearly $1.5 million bucks on a real estate deal going bad in Detroit, claiming the contractors misled and then ghosted him. The all-pro cornerback rep by Ben Levine of the Gordon Reese Scully, Sukani, filed a bombshell lawsuit against a Michigan construction company and its CEO, accusing them of luring him into a $935,000 property deal based on false promises, then refusing to return the massive $500,000 deposit meant for renovations. According to a complaint filed on Monday in Wayne County, Gardner and Nicholas Sanborn of Sanborn Construction met on social media in March, and the conversation soon turned into a historic apartment building that was for sale in the Motor City. Sauce thought it was a good opportunity, especially after he allegedly told an adjacent property was also for sale. He says it actually wasn't, so he bid, buying the 102-year-old building in May for over $900,000. These real estate guys are liars. Nobody lies more than real estate people. That's why I tell y'all, man, when you go into real estate, you got to make sure that before you invest in anything, that everything is on the up and up. Sometimes it can be difficult for some people, but your instincts will always be there to tell you whether you should do something or not. Right? Shortly after closing, he hired Sanborn as the general contractor to revamp the spot. Gardner says he wired SB over $500,000 for the first phase of work, windows, roofing, doors, and framing, and he was assured the whole project would be wrapped up in a matter of months. But the NFL star says instead of hammers and nails, he got radio silence, no calls, no progress photos. To add insult to injury, Gardner says after he cut the check, Sanborn posted a video entitled Completely Restoring an Abandoned 102-Year-Old Historic Building, with Sauce Gardner using the Pro Bowler's name to promote themselves without his permission. That is cold. That is some cold shit. Yo, I'm telling you, man, these people are con artists. Most of these people claim they have companies, don't have no companies. They're YouTubers. They build channels showing off other people's property. And that is what this company is probably doing. Again, my opinion, I have no proof. But if he's saying that you scammed him and then you put up a video like this, people are going to have questions. People are going to have questions. By the time July rolled around, Sauce apparently had enough, and he ordered Sanborn to cease all work and return his $500,000. However, he says they kept on spending, ultimately dropped $106 on materials at Home Depot 6 days later. Sauce is suing for breach of contract, unjust enrichment, fraudulent inducement, fraudulent concealment, and negligent misrepresentation. He's demanding all his money back plus additional damages stemming from the failed deal. Yeah, man, this is, listen, man, people will lie to you and say, hey, this is available, that is available, when really they're playing games with you. They're playing games with you. Especially when you're trying to buy something and try to restore it. Now, what he should have done was find out who actually owns the property and went straight to the source. Going to these construction, listening to these people who run these construction companies, and when they don't really own property, you might as well just go and hire, do what everybody else do. Go hire a Mexican construction crew like everybody else does. Everybody else does that. You know what I'm saying? And do it that way. But it's clear to me that Sauce really thought that this building was going to be his and they were going to do all this work on it. Right? And then he goes and he gets finessed. And that's the thing is with these companies, man. They're always out here trying to con people. They're always out here trying to con. And ultimately, these people should be held accountable for what they did. And I know this is going to be a tough lesson for Sauce to learn. But sometimes expensive lessons are always the best lessons, man. Because these people, just because they put videos on YouTube and they have, they have logos on their hoodies, does not mean that they're a legitimate company. Maybe they are a legitimate company, but I've heard how these companies will steal money all the time. They'll steal money all the time. And you go on their channels and they look legitimate, right? They have trucks with logos on it. And maybe they are, but they saw Sauce Gardner as an easy lick. Unfortunately. He's a young black NFL player. He don't know anything about, this business. So let's just go and get, and go in his pockets, right? And that's what they did. That's what they did. And honestly, Sauce should pursue this. These people are scammers. When you take somebody's money, you need to keep communication with them and do the work. The fact that they didn't keep communication and wasn't doing the work, they were still spending the money, lets you know this company is probably broke and they probably used his money for other works, right, that they were actually doing. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video, share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I'll see y'all next one.